Alright, in this video we're going to take a look at John Mayer's first guitar solo on Althea from 6/23/19. Alright, so this is a good solo to look at, and actually all the solos from this song, this show, are good to look at because you can tell that John's really done his homework. He's listened to a lot of Jerry, and it's a good lesson in, taking inspiration from another player and adding it to your own style, incorporating it in your own playing. And that's exactly what John does here. So if you saw my video lesson on Jerry solo from Nassau 5/16/80, you'll know that it starts off with this idea up here in 10th position. We're playing up a D major triad or B minor 7 arpeggio, depending on how you want to look at it. And that John takes that idea and he starts the solo with it. So up here, 10th position, we have 12th fret on the 4th, 11th on the 3rd, 10th on the 2nd. Then we're going to play 12th fret on the 2nd, 10th on the 2nd, 11th on the 3rd. And then we land on the 12th fret of the 2nd string. And that's the beginning of our chord progression, B minor, and we land on the root B. So we have 1, 2, 3. Then we go up here to the 15th fret, that's D, the minor 3rd, and back to B. Then over the A we have 14th fret on the 3rd, 12 on the 2nd, 14th on the 3rd, and then a common Jerry move, we're going to anticipate the E early. So we're going to play 12th fret on the 3rd, which is the flat 3 of E, then the 13th fret, the major 3rd, 12th fret on the 2nd, back to 13 on the 3rd. Then we land on the 14th fret of the 4th string, and that's our E, the root of the E chord. Then we play that note again, followed by the 13th fret on the 3rd string, the major 3rd. Then we're going to play the 14th fret on the 4th, 14th fret on the 3rd, and that's A. So something that John does pretty much throughout all these solos on this show is the first time through the chord progression, when we reach that A early, that push at the end of 1, so 1, he always hits that, or he usually always hits that rhythmic figure, and we have that right here. So we have over the E, and that's hitting that push. Alright, so let's take a look at what we have so far. Then we're going to walk up from the 14th, 15th, 16th fret on the 3rd string. So we're starting from an A, and we're walking up chromatically to a B, and that's the root of our B minor chord. Then we have the 15th fret on the 2nd string, back to the 16th fret, which is a ghosted note. And again, this is something that I'll touch upon in this solo, but John, and so did Jerry, plays lots of ghosted notes, so it's not necessary that you hit the note or really sound it, but you just get that kind of rhythmic feel from it, so it adds extra rhythmic interest. So here we have, so we're bending up the 15th fret on the 2nd string up a whole step, then playing the 15th fret. Then we're going to play 16, 15, 14 on the 3rd. And then again, we're going to anticipate that E early. So we have 12th fret on the 3rd, 13th fret on the 3rd, then 14 on the 4th and 5th strings. So that's flat 3rd, major 3rd, E, B. So right out of an E chord. Then we're going to play the 10th fret on the 5th string, slide up to the 11th fret, so flat 3rd, major 3rd of that E again. Then the 14th fret on the 4th string, which is E, our root. Then we play the 14th fret on the 5th string. Then we're going to slide from that flat third to the major third again, or 10th to the 11th fret of the 5th string, then land on the root E, 12th fret of the 6th string. So we have and we slide off, then slide back up. So we have all right, before we get to that, let me go over what we have so far, slower. Alright, so we slide back up and we play 12, 13, 14, and then we play the 16th fret of the 5th string, then a muted note, then the 14th fret of the 5th string, and then the 12th fret of the 4th string. So we have... Alright, after we play the 12th fret of the 4th string, playing a ghosted note on the 14th fret of the 5th string, then we're going to slide from 14 to 16 on the 4th string and play the 14th fret of the 3rd string, and that's our A, so the root of the A chord. So we have... Then we're going to play 17, 16, 15 on the 2nd string, and then a ghosted note on the 16th fret of the 3rd string. And then we have the 14th fret of the 2nd string, so that's a C sharp. And then we're going to play 12th fret on the 2nd, 13th fret on the 3rd, 14th fret on the 4th. So descend down an E major triad, and then the 14th fret of the 3rd string, and that's the root of our A chord. And again, we're hitting that rhythmic figure, so the and of 2. So we have... Then we're going to play the 14th fret on the 3rd string, followed by a ghosted note on the 15th fret, and then the 16th fret of the 3rd string. So that's the root of B minor again. Alright, and then we get this phrase right here. Okay, so what we're doing is after we land on that B, we're going to play 15th fret on the 2nd string, followed by a ghosted note on the 16th fret of the 3rd string. And so these ghosted notes, you can play them as full notes, you can just experiment with it. You don't have to play it exactly how it's written, but the idea is to, it's not necessary to sound each note like the same volume, but to give some rhythmic interest by giving each note kind of a different accent, adding different weight to different notes. So experiment with that idea because it's a really cool idea. All right, so we have 14th fret on the 1st string, 17th on the 2nd, 15th on the 2nd. Then 17, 15 on the 2nd, 16 on the 3rd. Then we have 16, 15, 14 on the 3rd. Then slide from the 12th fret to the 13th fret on the 3rd string. Alright, so that's how John fingers it. He uses his 1st and 3rd fingers. For me, I find it more comfortable to use my pinky in there. So again, just showing you how John does it, showing you how I do it. Do what's comfortable for you. Alright, so we have... Alright, so we're sliding from the flat third to the major third of E. Then we're playing the 12th fret of the first string, E. And we have the 6th interval. And so we're going to play a series of 6 intervals. But before we do that, the first two, we're approaching it. So for this first one, we're approaching it from a half step below the minor third. Second one, we're going to slide up from the 9th fret to the 11th fret, and then play the 10th fret of the first string. And then we have 9th fret on the 3rd string, 9th fret on the 1st string, 7th fret on the 3rd string, 7th fret of the 1st string. So it sounds like this slowly. And then John walks into the rhythm part. Alright, so we're playing the 4th fret of the 6th string, followed by open 5th string, 1st fret of 5th string, then the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Alright, the entire solo slowly. 2, 3. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you next time.